Mm-hmm.
All right. So that being said, thank you everyone for coming in and tuning into another episode of Come As You Are. My name is RJ, and I am very fortunate today to have two guests with me. They are a part of the new JTV clothing line slash a whole bunch of other really cool things that are coming. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we'll kind of go in from there. I'm super excited to have them. Jay, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll introduce Lovely Miss Bella.
Yeah, what up? What up? I'm Jay, creator of JTown Vision. Like my boy said, we got things coming in the pipeline, a way of clothing, and way of comics. Just anything that's we're just going to be creating a whole creative platform. Me and my partner Melanie, she was going to be Melody Munson.
Who didn't know his
She's
partner?
gonna be, yeah. I did that once, and she cussed me out rightfully.
Do it all the time.
But no, no, my girl Mel, no, me and her, we got a lot of exciting stuff coming for you guys. So I'll let her introduce herself a little bit, and then we'll get into it.
Hi, hello, my name is Melody Munson. I go by Sex, Drugs, and Dragons on Instagram.
Like that.
Obviously, very much would like followers. Started working with Jason about like a couple months ago. Really, he told me his idea for the project and the whole world, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it fit my style perfectly, and I've been having a lot of fun just doing designs and figuring stuff out and just working with the whole world. I think it's really, really cool.
Awesome. So when we get to the middle part of this episode, guys, we're gonna get a little bit of a rundown of what the vision is, sort of from what I've seen so far, and it's really unlike anything I've ever seen. So I'm super excited that we're doing this episode. First question, and probably biggest question for me: what made you guys get into this realm? Like, what came about? What were those conversations like? Because the cool thing is that you guys are introducing two realms that a lot of people are very interested in when you talk about fashion, and then you also introduce what the comics are going to be and how unique that is. What made you guys start with the idea of putting that together?
Well, I mean, I always had the concept of the story in my head, what I wanted to do with it, but I didn't know how I wanted to present it to everybody. I was thinking, to do it like a short form, maybe like a little story, like a little, just like a little book, not even a book, just I don't even know, like a little short story of my warrior tale that I'm trying to tell. And I was, thinking, the way that I was writing it and how it was coming out, I was like, well, this would be great if I can get some visuals with this, if I can, turn it more into more of a comic style. So then I started looking on Instagram. I started going on Instagram to try to find ideas of people that might fit where I wanted to do, the ideas I had of the world. And I found her page, and she had maybe 10 pictures on there. It wasn't a lot on there. I went
Instagram like a week ago, like a week.
Right. She just made it, and I went through so many people's pages that had 30, 40, pictures on there, and just filled up. She had like 5 or 6, and I knew that she was it. She had it. Her eye is unlike anybody's eye that I've ever seen, and really seeing her stuff got me back motivated and got me back creating more things to put into the world, more things. So she's just as much as, like I said, a part of this project as I am. Like I said, I came up with the idea, but it was through her work and seeing her visuals where I was like, okay, yeah, that's the way I can tell this story. That will fit this, the way I'm trying to tell it. And then it worked from there. So she sent me, we talked once, I think, before she sent me her first concept of it. And it blew me away, bro. Like, it was really amazing. And like I said, I talked to her maybe an hour, and she sent me something like 2 hours later. and it's actually a design on one of my shirts on the site, on JTVision.org. And it's just amazing. So, like I said, just so going from there, we talked pretty frequently after that. We started getting the world laid out. I started getting the outline done. We started getting the characters done, fleshed out. And we're still working on it. But I was like, well, to maybe, introduce people into the characters and get her out there too, because she's, like I said, she's gonna blow up. I already know she is. But while I have her, yeah,
you're like, well, I can get this.
Right, while I have her in my possession, I'm like, let's get on some t-shirts and some hats and some stuff so we can merch going, so we can kind of let people see the world, let people kind of get introduced to the characters, the colors, the palette, and then boom, hit them upside the head with the comic, that's coming in Christmas, coming around Christmas. So I'm gonna try to have it done around Christmas, the first installment. So so that's really the direction with that. But yeah, man, so that's really with that. So like I said, it's really crazy how that happened. Like I said, I had this story, I had this concept, but like I said, it wasn't really in seeing the art where I was like, okay, this is how it has to be told. This is how it has to be done. And it's really kicking off, and it's really picking up steam, and I'm really proud of it, bro. It's really turning into something that I'm really proud of. And me and Mel were working hard, and she's great, bro. She's great, 100%, bro.
That little background on JJ before Miss Melody gives me we go into Miss Melody. This young man, we've known each other for years.
Man, forever, bro. Forever seems like right.
Ain't it about right?
Yeah, that's about right.
13, 14?
Yeah, that's about right. If not longer, but
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. That's facts.
Yeah.
Man, Jesus. To why I'm sitting here smiling, you guys, when you're looking at this on the playback, you're gonna see my face just randomly just brighten. It's because watching this man and knowing what he grew up in and where he is now, and to watch the passion on his face, ain't nothing like it. That's what
Appreciate it, bro.
Purpose and excitement and pure creativity do to somebody. And this is why I strive to have everybody around me feel this in one facet or another. Because when you can feel that kind of intensity, you dive into whatever you're doing. It makes it worth it. It makes it, I'm going to grind for this thing because I'm passionate about it. And to see that on his face is probably gonna make me smile this entire episode. So sorry about that ahead of time. You guys don't see that. It's just, it is what it is.
Thank you,
now, the lovely lady who I don't know anything about, please tell me your background in art. What made you do this? What made you get into what you do? How talented you are? Why are we doing this? Just tell me about yourself.
Well, okay. It's been a really intense last, I would say 20 months or so. I went to the art school of my dreams. Like when I graduated high school, I applied everywhere, and my top choice I got into, it was a school I had known all about. And I got in, and I would say pretty soon after getting into it, though, my passion for art just died. And I stayed there for about 4 years, and then everything was just getting real stagnant, getting real stale, and it was like I was doing stuff, I was learning a lot of things, but I didn't really know how to apply that to anything that I did. And I had a lot of people tell me that certain things I was doing were wrong, that certain colors that I was choosing were wrong, that there were that the way I was designing characters was wrong. And I think that they were right in that a lot of the early stages of my work is obviously not great compared to what it is now. But I think the problem with that I think a lot of people have when they want to be artists, and why I think like a lot of people after going to art school and stuff, like their work looks good, but it can kind of look a little bit samey everybody. And I think it's because people apply the same like notes to themselves. So like, for example, like I always had this habit of drawing characters with necks that were too long.
Mm-hmm.
And so what my teachers and what a lot of people would always tell me to do is like, oh, shorten the neck, make the proportions more like this. And then it wasn't until about like, say, like 20 months ago that like I was getting really, really tired with everything. And I kind of decided to like, quote unquote, like ignore all that kind of advice. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to make the character's neck long, I should make their arms long too, and their fingers. And then it'll still look proportional.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing that, and I thought everything, and then things I did started looking great. Or I started like, I started to try to do things that I thought would look good, that I thought looked cool, and weren't based on what someone else told me to do. And so it was really exciting. Like I was getting ready to drop out of art school around May, and I was really, really nervous because I didn't know how that was going to go. I'm also kind of just moving to a new state. I moved to Las Vegas around the same time, around like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was very encouraging that like a week before school had finished and I had like been done with school, that Jason started texting me and saying that he liked my work and that he had a project going for me, and it was just like perfect. It was something that I could immediately like jump into and put all my passion into, and do what I wanted to do with it. I didn't have to draw things that looked like Disney Channel characters. Like
Mm-hmm.
I could do what I want and what I love. And so it's been great.
Your designs are just looking at the couple that I've seen, or I can see what he's saying when he says you're gonna blow up. I can get it, just because you're right. There's so many things out there right now that look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And everybody's going for this cookie cutter approach to design,
Yeah,
especially.
and it's not knocking them.
No.
They have these professors that say like, oh yes, this is exactly how big the head should be and how big the eyes should be and what the proportions should be like, and it ends up kind of, and they're just doing like what these industry professionals like are telling them to do, and that will get you hired. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if there are any artists watching this right now, like there is something to be said about doing something that will get you hired at a studio like Disney or a studio like and that's a thing. Like they teach you to have all these like styles that you can learn and wear like a Halloween costume depending on what studio you're trying to apply for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not for me. That's also why I decided to move away from trying to be in that line of designing, like something like, because I used to want to design for television, and I just think that it's way too limited and way too pipelined of a system right now. It's not something I personally want to be a part of.
Totally understand that.
So moving more into comic books and stuff where there's a lot more artistic freedom.
So with the vision of what you guys already have and where you see this going, I'm sure the Comics Nest, are we going for a more traditional comic, or are we thinking like a manga, or what are we just going to flip the game on its head? Or are we thinking something just completely different?
Yeah, bro, everything coming out of what we're doing is not going to be like Mel said. There's enough traditional stuff out there that if you want to find that, you can find that. You know what I mean? You can find your traditional comics. You can find that. We're coming new, fresh. It's not going to be a traditional style because we're not traditional people. Like I don't have, Mel. She like she said, she's an artist in her own form. She doesn't want to be constrained, and I'm all about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a writer that's the same. You know what I mean? And my background is in film. I wanted to do film, write script, and Mel as well. She's doing screenplays. So, I'm setting it up as a film. I'm setting it up like 3-act structure. type of a feel with the through line and all that. So it's going to be a comic, but it's going to be done my way, and it's going to be done with you're going to know like, okay, this feels different. It's a comic, but it feels different. You know what I mean? It's structured, but it's going to be a hell of a ride. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. It's going to be great. It's going to be a tight knit story. That's why I love film so much, because especially short films, because you have to do so much in a little bit of time. You know what I mean? So the best writing and the best acting and the best comes out when you limit yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure limiting me and her, because she has enough talent to fill wherever she wants to fill up. You know what I mean? And I can write a bunch of garbage until I stop talking, you know.
Yeah.
But we're restricting ourselves. I'm giving her, you know, we're gonna do tight knit scenes. I'm giving her a couple scenes to really illustrate and get real motion, real passion, real detail. I mean, these pages, each one of these pages are gonna be like you're turning posters or pieces of art. They're gonna be so detailed. It's gonna be like something like you guys have nobody's seen, and it is going to be a tight, very tight knit story, very tight comic. Like I said, it's going to be a 3-parter, so it's going to have that 3-act feel. So yeah, man, nothing's going to be traditional when it's coming out of JTown Visions. It's going to be definitely fresh. It's going to be new, and it's going to be a great, man. And like I said, I have the right partner that has that same mindset, that knows what works, but also knows that this can work too, and taking a chance on this could work. And she's been taking a chance, and she's been hitting it out of the park. And like I said, I'm just excited for everybody to see when the comic comes out, because it's going to blow everybody's minds out. So it really is.
That's, man, I can't wait till y'all see this. Like, I'm just from the, like I said, just a little bit that I've seen already. When I tell you, and I know this is just seeming like a shameless plug because I got them on. It ain't. As somebody who loves different forms of art, like I love all different types of art. I have children who I'm very proud of the fact that they love all different forms of art. It's something that we really, really talk about in the house, and none of our interests are alike, and I think that's what makes us perfect, because it allows us to basically be able to bring something different to the table. And I think what you guys have, what I've seen, what you're bringing to the table is so different. And I'm very excited about that part, about the just the unique aspect of what you guys are doing. So one of the biggest questions I got when sitting down writing this is, there are always major hurdles whenever you try and start something like this. How do we get in there? What do we do? Where is our niche? How do we market this thing? You know, that type of stuff. Tell me a little bit about what you guys have seen when starting this off, and what it really, you know, when you look at it from an overview perspective, how do you plan on basically making that impact?
You want to start, or you want me to start this off?
I don't really know how to answer that one. To be completely honest with you.
Well, I mean, this has not been like an overnight thing. This has been like a 3-year. Well, for me personally, like I said, meeting her, I probably met Mel more towards
like May.
When the word like May, right?
Yeah.
But for me, this has been going on for about 3 years. You know, people close to me know that I've been working on a project. You know, I've been working on this. So, you know, and you know, so the major hurdle that I know that I faced, and I know faces a lot of people, is just starting. You know, just going, just getting started. You know what I mean? Just you know, even if it's just whatever you're doing. Like I said, for me, just writing a paragraph a night. You know what I mean? Or sketching down how I want the world to feel, or how I want the society to be ran, or something like that. Just whatever. Just getting started on it it, all of a sudden, you know, you have a notebook where you have 3 or 4 pages, you're not even realizing it, where you have things that you can go off of and grow on. And so that was the major hurdle for me, was just, you know, not really getting going, you know. So once I got going and started getting everything written down and getting the idea crafted, and then okay, now knowing the direction I went, trying to find an artist. Okay, now found the artist. Let's get this, you know. So just getting going, setting stuff up, it kind of naturally and organically grows on its own. So yeah, that's the major hurdle, and that's what I can tell anybody that's trying to start anything. Just start. You know, just start. You know what I mean? I mean, that, I think that's the thing that stops a lot of people. They don't even, you know, want to start because maybe they don't think that they can do it. I mean, I'm, you know, no college, you know, no college background. And, you know, so I had that hurdle too. Am I smart enough? You know, there's people out here that's been doing this forever, and, you know, are college educated people, you know, and I'm trying to go in a competition with these people. Can I do this? You know, am I wasting my time? Am I going to look stupid? You know, so these are, these are things that you gotta, if you want this, and if you whatever it is, that you gotta kind of put that aside and start, get it going, get a team, get people behind you that motivates you, that you feed off them, they feed off you. Like I said, like Mel, like my wife, like my people here, you know, you get a strong team around you too. And you know, you start feeling like Superman all of a sudden, you know what I mean? So I think that's the major thing that I've learned, is just start it. Don't doubt yourself, never second guess yourself. And you know, because you know, just do it. Yeah, I'm do it.
Look at JJ Oprah out here dropping dimes. I appreciate that, JJ Oprah. Thank you.
And I would also like to say that not only just start, but also like just finish. Like I'd say the big thing for me is like I'll get something like 95% done, and then I'll be like, oh, does this look good? I'll sleep on it tonight, and then I'll tweak, and I'm like, does it look good? I'll sleep on it tonight. Is knowing when to stop and knowing when to be like, no, be confident, it looks good, move on to the next thing. You can't spend forever on like one particular chapter of a thing. You have to finish the whole book. Like knowing when to just end it and move on. I would say that's a big hurdle that I as an artist have kind of been facing with this thing.
And I was actually just about to ask you, Mel, as an artist, especially taking on this kind of undertaking, actually you kind of ran out for, I mean, you kind of gave me exactly what I was just looking for. Are there times where you doing this, do you doubt yourself? Do you find yourself
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like every drawing, every single time. Or not, I guess not doubt, because but definitely a lot of second guessing, and there definitely is, because also I think that the longer you spend on a drawing, the longer you look at it, the harder it is to tell whether it's good or not. Like, and so yeah, there is definitely times where like it's definitely best to like close everything, sleep on it for a night, look at it tomorrow morning, see what's wrong with it if you really hate it. Or I'm lucky enough, I have roommates who are also kind of artistic, and so I can show them work and be like, hey, this is bugging me, I don't know what's wrong with it, I've been dealing with it for like an hour, is there anything, what do you think, how can, and a lot of times I'll get good feedback that way. But it is mainly like, I think at a certain point you do have to just you know, have faith in yourself.
Just know that I got enough. Yeah. No,
have faith.
your talent is one of those things that when I look at it, it's I don't personally have it. So whenever I see somebody who's really good at something like that, I always want to pick their brain and be like, you do something that I can't do. How do you, when you come, like, I know a lot of it is the imagery that JJ has, and knowing him for as long as I do, I know that that's prevalent. But when you put that imagery to page, are there, where does your brain go? Like, do you read the material first and then like you kind of see it in your head and you're like, all right, that's kind of what I want, and then you just let the
Yeah.
pen kind of do its work? Or
Well, sort of like there is a lot of times where Jason will be talking to me and like I'll like immediately get like an image in my head. Like I'll immediately like he'll be like, okay, yeah, this is the character, and I'll be immediately like, okay, that's what I want it to look like. Like, and it's really immediate, and then I just have to make it physical and like and do it, and that's just hand-eye coordination. But then there are other times where I'm like just really struggling about like, and it's for certain things like I definitely I'm very strong at characters.
mm-hmm.
I can say that very confidently, that like I'm good at characters. I'm especially good at animal characters. I can literally I feel like I'm coming off as kind of cocky, but like I could literally draw a wolf or a lion blind. Like I draw a wolf or a lion blind.
Talk your trash, right?
But I think I'm not terribly great at environments. Like any kind of background or environment, like I have to spend a lot more time really thinking about and researching and looking up reference for. Like I don't often like immediately get a thing in my head that I can just like make with backgrounds or vehicles or props. Like those are something that definitely doesn't come as naturally to me. So and in that case, a lot of time. Well, I mean, it's not very. A lot of times in that case, I just smoke some weed and think about it for like 2 hours.
I love it. That's what I'm talking
I'll
about.
pace back and forth. I'll maybe take like a shot or something. I'll just think, and I'll try to come up with something that I like. And then once I have the vision in my head, then I can, then it's not so hard to make it just exist.
Yes, so what I'm going to do now for you guys who are watching the episode, we're actually going to get a real quick sneak peek at what they got going on at JTV, including a sketch that I saw of the upcoming comic book, which I'm super excited about to show you guys. After that, we'll come back and then we'll do our penultimate question for Come As You Are and a little bit more conversation. Be right back. That sneak peek from JTV, as you guys saw, that hat, the clothing, that clip, super excited about what's coming. So on Come As You Are, we have a penultimate question. I'm gonna ask you guys both this individually. It's kind of a two-parter. First part of it is, if you were to talk to your younger self about what you do now, what would you want them to know that you didn't know beforehand, like that you didn't know before you started doing what you're doing? And what is something that now that you're doing what you love to do, that you hope that it does for you moving forward? Like what's the end game? What do we want this to become for us moving forward? So whichever one you want to, actually, let's do ladies first. Ms. Mel, feel free to go ahead and start that.
Okay. I'm trying to think. If I could talk to my younger self about what I do now, I would say that I would tell her to stop worrying about what other people are doing. I think number one. I think that's the number one thing. Don't worry about who's getting a better critique than you, or who's getting a worse critique than you, or they do this that way. And it's like, to be inspired and be a sponge, and take the things that you love and that you like that other people are doing, but don't compare. Like it's don't compare yourself to other people, and don't compare yourself to other artists, and don't want to do things just because you think it'll be better even though you don't think it'll be better. Like, trust your gut and do what you love to do, and if you don't want to draw something or don't like drawing something, don't draw it.
Fair.
Don't draw it. Yeah. And then I forgot, what was the second part of the question?
What's the end game? What do you see? Basically, what would you like this to become for you moving forward? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, hopefully, me and Jason can keep working together, and it can continue to be a thing where I can do what I love to do and make what I want to make, and I hope to only kind of get better and be able to work on at some point some of my own projects and some of my own like writing ideas, because I do write as well, and hopefully end up maybe being able to pitch a TV show.
Okay.
Get something like that picked up, because I do still love television, but yeah.
Awesome. Mr. Townsend.
Yes, sir.
So both questions to you. What is something you wish you could tell the younger JJ? Now, keep in mind that younger JJ probably would have told me that too, so just be careful what this device is. Okay. and then what's the end game? What do we, outside of taking over the world, what do we want to do?
Right. One thing at a time. If I go back and talk to my younger self, man, I'll tell myself, stop bullshitting. You know what I mean? Stop. You know, get it together, bro. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But you know, like I said, you know, you know the upbringing and the background. You know what I mean? So we don't have to. We don't have to get into all that. But
we don't have to go that far.
We don't have to get. It is nothing weird, folks. I wasn't in the code.
Like, what is he talking?
What's going on? No, but certain religious, you know, things were you know, and this is not blaming that or saying that you know anything like that. But if I could talk to my younger self, I would probably tell my younger self that you're going in another direction and go ahead and get, you know, your proper education, you know, the proper education, get it down. Because even though I'm not college educated and I feel like that I have learned a lot, you know, on my own, I know that college education is invaluable, you know what I mean? So if I go back and tell myself that, I would probably tell myself to buckle down, take that more serious, you know, and so I could be, I wouldn't have to wait till I'm 35 to get it going. You know what I mean? I can get it going when I'm supposed to get it going. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, still no regrets though. You know, no regrets. Everything's a learning process.
As somebody who's doing the same thing as you, and that's why I'm so excited that we get to go on this path together, because it's going to be one of the things that you and I, 40, 45, looking back at this, talking about, man, look where we were to where we are now. It's crazy. Exactly. But exactly. The one thing I've come to figure out too is that we needed to go through everything that we went through to get us where we are. Like I wouldn't be half the man I am if I didn't go through all the garbage that I went through between 21 and 30. You know what I mean? To even get to a place where I could feel comfortable enough to do this, it wouldn't have happened. Like there was no way 21-year-old me would have even been confident enough to even take this on and to do this on a regular basis. So I like you said, because we both grew up around the same time and going through a lot of the same things, I feel you.
You know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Right. And to answer the second part of your question, man, I mean, like Mel said, you know, there's a lot. I mean, you know, we have a lot of stuff coming in the pipework. I already have another project that we want to work on, another comic totally different. It's gonna have a totally different feel to it. It's gonna be great. So that look for that coming soon. Little sneak peeks for that. But yeah, getting offices, and I want to create like a creative studio. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Not just like a recording studio or whatever, but just a creative studio where people can come. And I want to have like 2 floors, get state of the art equipment. People can come and work on their stuff. Even if I want to have a podcast room, whoever wants to do podcasts in one room. Mel's gonna be having her art team doing the designs and the graphics in another room. I'm gonna be doing my marketing and my writing with my team in another room. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to have a space where people can come. If there's somebody that doesn't have a strong enough computer for whatever reason that want to get things done, because like you said, man, the whole reason why you're doing this show is to put people on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is to try to give people that don't really have an outlet or opportunity to kind of give them a little shine. And I'm all about that. I believe about that. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I would love to create like a little area like that, like a little office where we have 4 or 5 computers in the back. Kids can come after school, work on their homework, do whatever they got to do. If they want to be gamers, they can do that. You know what I mean? Whatever they want to do, safe space, create, draw, do music, whatever they want to do. That's where I want to go with it. You know what I mean? And I want to create a platform where Mel, because like I said, Mel has a lot of her own things that she wants to do, but that doesn't mean that she still can't incorporate her stuff with the company. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she wants to do her own art, her own TV show. That's great. Hopefully she'll stream it with us.
Mm-hmm.
Type thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to do something like that, and like I said, it's all about the team. And right now, I'm building a real strong team of really smart, intelligent, driven, hardworking people, and you can't go wrong when you have people like that. You know what I mean? And I'm really excited. So that's where I see it going, man. I really I see good things. You know what I mean? I really do. And like I said, Mel, hopefully she doesn't go nowhere. She keeps promising she's not. So hopefully because I keep. I think I end every conversation when we got the phone. Now you ain't leaving, right?
You ain't going nowhere, right? Come on now. Your boy
I think
needs.
I had every conversation with that. You know what I mean? I had every conversation with that. But no, but because no, she like I said, she's a very important part of JTown Vision, and she knows that we've had conversations about this, and she knows that she has a position in the company locked down, as one of my creative heads. So like I said, I'm really excited about this, bro. Like I said, it's just because, like I said, she sent me more stuff today, and we always talk about stuff and ideas, and everything's coming out. So I'm just really excited. You know what I mean? I'm really excited. It's a good time. Everything's coming together good. Great feedback. Things are selling well online. It's a good time, bro. 2020 sucks, but right now, so you gotta find your moments. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying. Like, 2020 as a whole hasn't been the greatest year in the world. Let's be real. But the creativity that I see coming out of the people who I'm close with, and maybe that's just because I'm around people who are inspired a lot, um, has made it not so bad. Like to watch you do this and to watch you guys put up what you're putting up and what this is going to become, and people like Chris, who the Dapper Chef, who did that episode with me, and just watching the fun that people are finding in their lives. I just had an epiphany about what I want the show to be too. No matter what age you are, because one of my next guests soon, Mr. Cedric Drake, and I are going to talk about is finding your passion late in life. What that's like and what that does, and the stigmas behind it. And just talking to you guys, I've come to realize that doesn't exist.
No.
Like, if you find what you're passionate about, it doesn't matter what age you are, just go get it. Like, go find a way and actually go and capture it and make it your own. So needless to say, I can't tell you how proud I am of you. Like, you already know. Like, just the conversations that you and I have had back and forth. And Melody, I haven't met you up until today. Super happy for you. This is going to be awesome, and super excited about what this does for you and your career moving forward, because it's going to be insane. So good luck dealing with that. That's going to be
Oh
fun.
yeah, we're gonna do an art show too next year. We're gonna do an art show.
Okay.
She's gonna have
Yeah.
she's gonna have canvases on display.
Awesome.
So if you guys like what you guys see online from the graphics on the shirts, just think about that times 10. Yeah, so she's gonna be putting that out too. Man, I'm gonna have her all over the place, bro. Like her stuff's gonna be everywhere, bro. If I have anything to do with it, her stuff's gonna be everywhere, bro. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. So actually, you just segued me into my last part. Well, again, thank you guys so much for being a part of Come As You Are. Both of you have been awesome. Where can they find both of you, social media wise? I'll make sure, of course, the links are all going to be in the bio for this video. So you'll have the link to the website. You'll have the link to their individual socials will be on there too. But just out loud, you guys go ahead and tell them where to find you. And so that way we can go ahead and start getting this brand off the ground.
Well, you can find your boy at JTVision.org. That's the website for the clothes. My Instagram is JT_the showroom. That's where I'm gonna be posting a lot of the new stuff we got coming out. Melanie's graphics will be on there. Melodies, guys. She's gonna kick my ass. Her stuff is gonna be on there too. I told you I'm 2 shots in. Oh, maybe you guys don't know, but I'm 2 shots in. But her stuff's gonna be on. Yeah, her stuff's gonna be linked to the Instagram. Follow me, follow her. Mel, get your stuff out there, girl.
Yep. And like I said before, I'm Sex, Drugs, and Dragons, all one word, all lowercase on Instagram. Just posted a bunch of stuff today. A lot of the designs I just posted today are going to be available on shirts or hoodies very, very soon. So go check that out.
Awesome.
Check it out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much again for visiting. Thank you for coming back for Come As You Are. Like, share, subscribe to the video if you guys like the content. Thank you so much and have a good rest of the night. Thanks, guys. And we are done.